It is time to expand minds through movies, TV, sports, and flicks. It is time to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. It is time for the Captain Talks Flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to the Captain Talk Flicks podcast. I'm your host, Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. And ladies and gentlemen, this past week, we got to go back, not to outer space, but to the lovely place of Tulsa, Oklahoma. The General Dwight Manfredi is back. And of course, Manfredi is getting into some mischief, problems, situations, whatever you want to label them. And we're going to get into that. First couple things. I want to give a big shout out to Costa Rica. Got some plays over Costa Rica this past week. Gracias. Gratitude. Torba. And Costa Rica, I've always wanted to go down there, chill, feel the vibe, all those things. And one of these I'm going to do that. Thanks for listening. And additionally, this episode is brought to you by the album called S.W.A.G. by the one and only S.W.A.G and S.W.A.G, rapper of the sci-fi meditates that beats with crazy rap styles. I guarantee you've never heard anything like it in your life. So if you want to hear the album S.W.A.G by S.W.A.G and S.W.A.G, put the link below. Check it out. Now, let's get to the podcast. So ladies and gentlemen, after a short break, we've moved from outer space now to the wonderful land of America, specifically Tulsa, Oklahoma. We got to visit Dwight in Tulsa, Season 3, Blood and Bourbon. So in this episode, it's all about blood and all about bourbon. We find Manfredi left off from before where he was in a tight situation. So anyways, he meets this guy, he's always got to answer this guy, and it gets right back into business. And here we go, find him doing his thing, more problems, more money making, more type of stuff. Yes, we're back. And this time looks like he wants to get into the distillery business, making alcohol, making spirits. So it looks like the season's gonna be about maybe acquired a distillery and what problems that come along with that. Initially, he says flat out like, do you know it's very hard to get a liquor license if you're a felon? I guess you can't even get one. I guess if you're a felon in Oklahoma, you can't get one. Now I live in Michigan, I don't know if that's true or not, but I have heard over the years, getting a liquor license can be a complicated process. I know nothing about this, but I have heard this from people that it's difficult to get. It's probably difficult to get everywhere, that's what I'm gonna assume. I don't know anything about this. You wanna know more? Google or AI it. But anyways, looks like that's what's going down. But also what's going on too is we're still feeling the blowback from the last season. People are still mad, feelings are still hurt. So we have the old problems and the new problem. Now what I want to do this week is talk about that exact dynamic because a lot of what I saw in this episode mirrors real life as usual. So first of all, start with this. They have the old problems from the last season still affecting the season. Now in real life, as you navigate life, things from before still impact now. Constantly, you're still with old stuff, new stuff, right now stuff. It's a constant juggle of things that you have to take care of. Schedules, appointments, issues, problems, situations, other human beings. It's just a constant navigation of that for me and everybody else. I don't know one human that doesn't have to deal with that on some level. Now, also, additionally in this episode, you saw them making phone calls and trying to get things accomplished, plans, situations, money drops, exchange or whatever, just tasks that had to get done. Now, these various people trying to get tasks done had a lot of communication that was interesting as far as talking junk to each other, trying to solve the issue. So one of the issues they're trying to take care of is they're trying to get some money to these other people. And on the way to get that, the guy had an electric car, his electric car died. Now, me and my father had a lot of conversations about that, about having electric cars that somehow they might die when on the road. And in this show, that's exactly what happened. They couldn't finish the money drop because the car had to be charged, like a phone. So based on that, they had to resolve. It's just a simple issue as the car needed to be charged. They figured it all out. But when they were trying to figure that out, it was a lot of mess talking. Now, when I try to schedule things, resolve situations with certain individuals, I know that dynamic firsthand. Me and some people trying to accomplish certain things, we have that same play. Sometimes fast, sometimes quick, sometimes hard, sometimes not. But there's a lot of talking going on, sometimes long, sometimes short, it's a lot of emotions. And so even though I'm not in the gangster world of Tulsa, Oklahoma, I do recognize that solving issues in my regular everyday life, whatever they may be, is similar to that. There's a lot of, sometimes easy, sometimes hard. It's just being human beings like that. Every show I watch, there's some dynamic play of trying to accomplish goal, and the way to get there can be complicated or easy. Every show you watch. And this one's no different. I guess the gangster was a little more complicated. So that's going on in the episode as well. Also, additionally, Manfredi is an agent of change. He's a disruptor. Like I said last season, this time he's disrupting the spirits business. So Manfredi has entered himself into a space of distillery where there's a current system, current way of doing things. And the distillery was going to operate a certain way, and they had certain agreements, whatever, handshake agreements, certain people, certain elements that went back way back for like generations. And Manfredi, being the agent of change he is, the disruptor he is, coming from New York to Tulsa, enters himself into space, and boom. Now, I currently just read the book called Thinking in Systems, and it talks about this very thing. The Thinking in Systems books, I think from the 90s or 80s, whatever, talks about how certain things are happening in certain spaces, places, organizations, whatever, and new elements can come in there and basically disrupt them majorly. And in this, Manfredi is doing that. He's entering the system of Tulsa, Oklahoma, the distillery business, and he's disrupting it. But for the last 2 seasons, he's been disrupting Oklahoma all over the place. New element comes and disrupts. And because Manfredi is very smart and powerful and able-bodied, he's able to come through there and disrupt it quite a bit. And you saw the tension play out with Manfredi being disruptor, how there was a little bit of blowback from that. Because a lot of times when you enter a new system, whatever the system may be, it could be a job, organization, social group, whatever, you come up with new ideas, new ways of doing things, or changes, there can be a little tension, a little friction. Now, I will say that in my personal life, I'm adding new elements to it, and sometimes I am like that, and I know better, and I still do that. So when I enter new ideas and things into my space system way of doing things, and I'm kind of, a little like, hey, don't do this. And so even I know this, I still kind of do it myself. I think everybody does it at some level. Because you or whoever organization group has a certain system that works well or thinks it works well. And new people and new ideas come in to disrupt or try to help or enhance or even diminish it, come in and try to do that, and we will fight, or you will fight, whoever will try to stop that. And you've been seeing this play out in this series over and over again. I mean, Manfredi is an agent of change. But what is definitely happening is he's coming in, different viewpoints of way of doing things, and he's making change. He's assembled a team of people that believe in his vision and his way of doing things, and they're just starting to disrupt. Now, one additional thing, too, I want to talk about in this particular episode is he gets called back to New York. And New York guys are like, hey, bro, guess what? We understand that when you got out, we didn't treat you well. We kind of, exiled you to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And we're sorry for that. And now we want you to come back to our space. And we're going to give you a nice little, job, little title, whatever, right? And now Manfredi being turned away in exile, he didn't turn that into some negativity. He built something powerful and strong. And now that he has it, they want him back. So anyways, Manfredi get off and say, bro, I'm good. I'm over here building things in Tulsa. And now you want me after you turn me away. Sometimes the actions you take or the people take can affect things in ways you don't think. Right? For example, you might do something to somebody or say something that you think is going to be adverse and they take it and empower it, or vice versa. So it really is you navigate life, doing what you do. I've said this last season and season before. Be like Manfredi, or be like a lot of these characters I talk about on this podcast. A lot of the main characters are disruptors, agents of change, and they're able to affect the systems they walk into in a lot of positive ways and basically shift things to work better for them. So as you navigate life, you are the star of your show. You're running things. Enhance your skill sets, enhance your mind, get in these systems, get these spaces, and go ahead and use them to enhance you the best you can or create your own. So yes, I love the show. Now, while I do not choose or want to be in the underworld criminal world, that's not for me. I do recognize that certain people, individuals, despite where they walk, are able to walk in these systems and places and thrive in these spaces regardless. Like Manfredi in the corporate world, if you take away the gangster tactics, he would be probably a thriving CEO. He has those leadership qualities. I think leadership qualities play out through whatever space system you're in. The leaders just rise to the top and the followers follow. And there's nothing wrong with being a follower at all, if that works for you and works well. But people like Manfredi, he would lead wherever he went. No matter where he went, he would lead because it's just the way he rolls, right? Just like in Star Trek, all these other shows, the leaders lead and the followers follow. And if you are a leader, which I think all you guys that follow this podcast are, just get out there and lead, bro. Handle your business, do the work. Don't be a sheep, don't be a follower. People tell you this and that. If it's not good for you, don't do it. Analyze things, say, bro, I don't roll this way, we're gonna do my own thing. And then in the end, they'll come looking for you anyway. Hey, bro, hey, yeah, we're sorry, yeah, welcome back. So, ladies and gentlemen, Tulsa King is absolutely phenomenal. Like I've been saying for the last couple of years, since 2022, you should go out there and check it out. Because Paramount's place to be, I'm gonna say it, I'll be real. Because Star Trek is there. The UFC will be there next year. Tulsa King's here. There's so much good stuff at Paramount. I don't work for them. I don't get paid for them. Nothing. I do own stock, like I've been saying. But other than that, I just love it because they got good stuff there. Ninja Turtles are there. There's all types of cool stuff. South Park is there. Cool stuff. Check it out. A lot of good programming. Like I said, Star Trek is there, so you can check that out. Also Tulsa King. So if you have not seen Tulsa King, go check it out. Highly recommend it. Great show. Watch the first 2 seasons. Watch everything else. Watch everything else Taylor Sheridan does. He does great work. And this concludes the podcast. And until next time, we'll see. I believe in getting into hot water. It keeps you clean. G.K. Chesterton. Till next time, it's Captain Peace.
The Captain Talks.